All right, joining me now on the show, he is the former 140-pound champion. He's had maybe a rough week or so. Has been trying to figure out a fight that was supposed to happen, and now maybe is not happening. He is Regis Prograis, joining me from down in Houston. How are you, Regis?
I'm good, man. Everything is cool. Trying to still stay away from the corona people, but besides that, everything is good.
Good to hear it. So, before we get into anything else, your fight with Maurice Hooker, the fight that was originally supposed to happen in April, it was kind of penciled in for at some point this summer and fell apart over the last week. In your mind, is that fight completely dead?
In my mind, I think so. Hopefully, it's not, but I mean, in my mind, I think it is dead.
So where, from your perspective, did this go south? Was it when, Bomac told me that it was 147 or nothing? I mean, how did this fall apart in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it wasn't like the initial fight was scheduled at 145, and then I tried to bring him down to 143. No, I mean, the fight was, first off, initially we wanted the fight to be at 140 because my goal is to be a champion again at 140. So we want to be the fight to be at 140, for some maybe to eliminate or something like that. And they said he couldn't make it. It takes him 3 months or something like that to get down to 140. So they moved it to 143. My side said, okay, that's fine, no problem with that. We'll do 143. Of course, the coronavirus hit for the April 17th. That went off. They had to be rescheduled. So he had time. He had time to make 140, and now he's saying 147. So it's, for me, it's not my fault that he can't make the weight.
So take me inside the discussions over the last week. I mean, how high were you willing to go? I mean, what concessions were you willing to make for this fight to happen?
I said 144. And the only, and I don't even want to go that high, to be honest. The only thing, I feel like I could beat Maurice Hooker at any weight. I feel like right now I feel like I could beat him. If no matter what weight he is right now, and compared to my weight, I feel like I can still beat him. Style wise, I'm not worried about that. My thing is I want to be a champion again at 140. So I don't want to. I want my body to still be adjusted to going to making my weight at 140. It's not about the people think it's about the weight. No, it's not about the weight. It's like the weight for the fight. No, that's definitely not the case. It's about my next fight, my future. I want to be a champion again at 140. So if my body is not used to making 140, if I fight at 145 or even 144 or 145 in my next fight, the fight after that, it's probably gonna be hard for me to make the weight. I'm probably, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to be. He's in that position. He's in that position to where he has to go to 147. His last fight, it was at 143, and he came in at 144 and a quarter. So he can't make the weight no more. It's not my fault that he can't make the weight. So that's kind of my stand on it.
Yeah, I totally get that stance. Let me give you the devil's advocate argument here that some people might look at this and say, well, if Regis would go to 144, why not one more pound? Why not 145? Why was the 1 pound there so important to you?
It's not even that 1 pound. I don't even want to go to 144. I'd rather keep it at 143. Really, I want to be at 140. So it's it's not about even that 1 pound. So if it's the 1 pound, let him come down to 144. If it's that's the case, the 1 pound, let him come down to 144. But he doesn't even. I don't even think he wants to come to 145. I think he wants to stay at one. He wants to be at 147. I actually talked to him on the phone, and he said he's going to be at 147. I DM'd him, and we talked a little bit on. We had like some hostile messages on Instagram, but he was like, I was like, bro, come make the weight. He told me, he was like, man, you talk too much and you all this. I was like, make the weight. You go see who talk too much. And he was like, look, I'm at 147. Do what you doing, but I'm at 147. So I don't even think he wants to come down to 145. But no, it's like I said, my goal is to be a champion again at 140. So and I'm looking at my future. I'm not looking just at this fight right now. I'm looking at my future. Of course, I can fight him at 147. I can fight him at 157, 160 if I want to right now. But I don't want to be stuck in the same position he's stuck in and can't come back down and can't make the weight. That's the whole thing about me. I don't want my body to get adjusted to that, to being heavier and can't come back down.
So what were some of those conversations like, whether it was phone, Instagram? I mean, were they just, a back and forth where you're saying make the weight and him saying no?
Basically, yeah, that was it. Actually, so it's crazy thing. Like one of my brothers in New Orleans, he FaceTimed him. He FaceTimed Maurice Hooker, and I was on the other FaceTime. He was on two different phones, and I was on the other FaceTime. So he going back and forth with Maurice Hooker, and he's saying he can't make the weight. He's just, man, look, I can't make the weight. He was like, I need to talk to my cousin or something like that, and I can't make the weight. And he was like, look, bro, like my brother, he was like, man, I don't like you. You don't like Regis. Regis don't like you. You need to make the weight. Why you just can't make the weight? And he was just like, man, look, I can't make the weight. That's the main thing. He was like, I can't make the weight. So, I went on a little, I was pissed off about it, of course, when I first heard about it. So I went on a little rant on my YouTube channel, and he saw that, and so he DM'd me. He was like, man, you all talk and all this, and I was like, bro, make the weight and you gonna see who all talk. And he was just like, he can't. He was like, and then the last message he said, I'm at 147. And so I just left it at that. So he's saying, that's what he's saying. He's going to stay. He's going to stay at 147. And okay, so if he's going to do that, clearly that's what he wants to do. He wants to be at 147. And I'm not going to 147 first. I will go to 147 eventually. That's exactly where I want to be, at 147. But I still want to be a champion again at 140 before I move up to 147. And that's just a personal goal for me, to be a two-time champion.
What has to be frustrating for you, Regis, I would imagine, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I mean, this was almost predictable. Like it took me calling his trainer for this to suddenly get out there. But all along, it felt like whether it was Brian McIntyre or Hooker, that they didn't want to make this weight. I mean, did you get that sense over the last few weeks that this weight thing was going to become an issue?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I felt like that. Yeah, I don't think he wants to fight, period. I don't know if it's the weight or what. Maybe it is the weight, maybe not. I don't think he wants to fight. So if he wants to go to 140, like I said, if he wants to go to 147, let him do that. But I felt like it was going to be an issue.
So, you said you wanted to make 140 pounds so you can win a title again there. I mean, looking at the landscape, are you willing to wait as long as it might take to get that opportunity? If it really is going to be Ramirez, Josh Taylor at some point, spinning it forward, that might not happen till mid-2021. I mean, what's your timetables like on how long you'll stay at 140?
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, I can still make the weight comfortably. It's still, of course, it's still a little struggle, but it's just something that I want to do. I want to be a champion again at 140. I want to be a two-time champion before I move up to 147. So, as far as when it's going to take place, I don't know. I can't say when it's going to take place or not like that. But boxing is a very, very funny sport. To where one time you might think that it might not open up, and then a door opens up. So for me right now, that's just kind of I'm gonna stay. I'm just gonna keep my going, and want to be a champion again at 140.
So what kind of fights can you get in between? I mean, there was the report about Chris Algieri. I had heard he asked for a lot of money to fight you. What's out there for you at this point if Hooker's off the table?
I mean, that's kind of what my manager is, working on. I think whoever, it really doesn't matter for me, whoever the next fight is, as long as it's for some type of like eliminator, that's my main thing. Of course, the money, the person never really mattered to me, but of course the money, that's always a factor. And then of course, if it's for some type of belt, some type of eliminator or something like that, so where it'll guarantee me to be in line for a shot, so you're talking maybe 2021, but maybe it might be even closer than that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's, like I said, that's my manager's job.
Is there a junior welterweight fight out there right now that really interests you? If you remove Taylor and Ramirez, because they're going to kind of circle each other till they get in the ring, is there a fight now that sort of piques your interest?
Not really. It's not. Nah, I don't think it's a. I mean, you're talking about like besides Ramirez and Taylor and me, the only one was like Hooker. He was because he's the ex-champion. Basically, he's a former champion, but nobody else is. I don't think nobody else even has a name that big to even interest me. So uh, I don't know. It's not really a name, so that's what I'm saying. For me, it doesn't matter as long as it's for some type of title, and of course, if the money's the right, you know.
So why not? I mean, look, it's your body. Clearly, you know what you can do, and you know what you're more comfortable with. So, with that, all that being said, why not move up to 147, where there's a lot of money and there's certainly a lot of fights. I mean, I was at one of your fights where you and Terrence Crawford and his family members went back and forth over some stuff. There's a natural kind of rivalry there. You know what's happening on the PBC side of the street. Why not make the jump now with the landscape looking what it looks like?
Just a personal goal. I won't be a champion. I won't be a two-time champion at 140. It's just something that I want to do. Even you said like even at 147, my goal is to be a champion. So of course at 147, how soon can I get a title shot at 147? Right now I'm coming off of I'm a former champion at 140, so it won't be a shot like right now at 147 for probably a while, But if I am a champion again at 140, as soon as I move up to 147, I might get a title shot. Or the next, it might not be the first fight at 147, but it'll be the next fight at 147. So for me, that's why I want to be a champion again at 140. And like I said, it's just a personal goal for me. It's if I just go up to 147 right now, I'll be just in a mix just with everybody else. I won't be considered a top player. I want to be considered a top player, and to be considered a top player, you have to have some type of you have to have some type of belt, some type of clout coming with you. So that's why I want to be a champion again at 140.
Does it matter to you, Regis, how you get the belt? I mean, I would imagine, I've talked to Jose Ramirez about this, like once he gets that Taylor fight, win or lose, he's gone up to 147. I don't know what Taylor's situation is specifically, but I mean, even if it's a vacant belt, does that matter? Do you just want that title?
I want the belt. Yeah, I want the belt. That's the main thing. I want to be a champion again at 140. Of course, it'll be good to win it from a champion. That's definitely, the best thing to do, to win it from somebody. But if it's vacant, then hey, let it be vacant. As long as it's a good fight.
Before I let you go, Top Rank's been doing these behind closed doors shows. There's been a few things to unpack part of them, but have you watched any of them? And if so, what have you thought of kind of the whole scene that they've had with these, kind of no crowd shows?
You know what? It's all about being just all about being adjustable, and we just gotta adjust to it. If it's no crowd, then it's no crowd. It's better to be safe than sorry. So, of course, the fans make a big difference as far as like adrenaline wise. It makes a huge difference. My last fight was over 20,000 people in the O2. So you're talking about over 20,000 people to be in no people at all. It's gonna be a big difference. It'll be almost like sparring. It'll be like just like a gym fight basically. So, but it's just all about doing what you got to do. It's not. We can't. I don't think we can do nothing about it right now because of the coronavirus. So, it's just all about. It is what it is, and we gotta do what we gotta do.
How careful, Regis, are you trying to be with protecting yourself from that coronavirus? Because we've seen now with the Les Pierre show and Pedraza getting called off, we've seen now 3 fights in 2 weeks, really, the Top Ranks had to scrap because of either a fighter or a member of a fighter's team testing positive for this. I mean, when you see stuff like that, what do you think?
I'm scared, man. At first, I'm not gonna lie. When I was in LA, I wasn't kind of worried about it. I was thinking it was a government thing, and I still thought it was real, of course. But I was just like, man, I'm not worried about this. But if now it's messing with people's like career, So as far as us, we can't fight if we have it. I was in New Orleans like 2 days ago, and my sister, she had like a party, and like I wanted to go so bad, but I didn't go. I was like they begged me to come, like, come on, you'll be all right. I was like, man, I'm really scared. I don't want to get coronavirus. You know, Michaela Mayer, she was training in our gym, and she was supposed to fight, and she didn't even have it, but she had the antibody in her system, and they called off her fight. You know, and so when that happens, when you know somebody, it's always a big difference. You know, she was training, like I was scared because I was with her in the same, we was all in the same gym. She was training and stuff like that. So I was just, you know, I was like I was spooking because of that. You know, I was real scared. So it's, yeah, man, I'm trying to stay away from people. And like I said, I was just in New Orleans and stuff for that, for like, I went to go to my sister's birthday party and I didn't even go. I went there basically, I didn't even go because I waited till like everybody left and cleared out because I don't want to catch it. You know, when you talking about it's gonna mess with our career, and you know, I don't want to be nowhere close to that stuff.
Yeah, you're smart for being careful because you're right. You can set people back months, if not years, just by catching it and not being able to participate in a show. Regis, I'm sorry to hear about the Hooker fight, man. That sucks because I thought that would have been one of the best fights of the return to boxing. But I hope to see you back again real soon in a big fight, man. You're always entertaining out there when you get in the ring.
All right, thanks, man. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be safe also.